Welcome everyone. My name is Vijaya here, and today's session is all about all the information you require on Shape. The product is known as Shape in Australia, New Zealand, or Trim in India, US, Canada, Europe. So Rene Roth is here. He's a 37 years old. He has 37 years of experience being a naturopath and a homeopathic. And he's here to help us understand the product better, know the benefit, and how we can use that on our daily lifestyle as well. Thank you very much, Rene. I'll pass to you.
Thank you, Vijay. And hopefully with maybe biocell, I might look 37 as opposed to being 37 years in practice.
All right.
Okay. All right, so everyone has that up on their screen now?
Yes.
All good? Excellent. Okay, so question, are you ready to be in your best shape? So certainly from my experience and utilising this product over a number of years now in Australia, we've seen some great results, and also the fact that we've seen great results from the international perspective. So I want to bring you some detail about what it is and some stories and results, and basically give you a well-rounded, I suppose, perspective of how this product can benefit you and your family and so forth. So the question is, are you ready to be in your best shape? So as Vijay alluded, we have two products. They are exactly the same. Shape is the branded product here in Australia, and the Trim product is in the rest of the world. It is exactly the same product, and this by basically our Therapeutics Good Administration in Australia is quite stringent, and Trim, to them, it sounded as though it gave a bit more of a therapeutic result. Well, hello, it does. So they're quite strict on branding. So Modere had to rebrand the product for Australia, but trust me, it is exactly the same product, delivering exactly the same result. So let's have a look at this picture here. So you can see an image of 4 women who are the same height and the same weight, yet they have a different body composition. And there are many different methodologies to assess one's health. And it really is a case that one size doesn't necessarily fix all. Now, traditionally, BMI or body mass index has been a calculation which is your weight over height. And that's a stand to assess your general health, particularly in regard to cardiovascular disease, as well as diabetic risk. But we also know there are limitations regarding if we just consider only a BMI. Now, if jumping on the scales works for you, great. If using measurements works for you, great. But if it doesn't, because the measurements and scales are a very subjective measure of the progress you may be making in terms of a fitness regime or a weight loss regime, but for some people, it's disempowering because of the number that, stares back at them or screens back at them at times. And so some of the, I suppose, promotions around Shape was working to look at what can be your optimal body shape rather than just being governed by the figure on the scales, governed by measurements. So it's sometimes more about how you feel, and just your muscle to fat ratio is something that we're talking about as well. So you don't, if you're one of those people who are challenged by the scales and measurements, this may be a protocol, and the literature certainly supports that, as a means to support you to make some movement forward, as a measure to find out how you can be at your optimal body shape without necessarily being governed by what is on the scales. But first of all, let's have a look at about obesity and what it means and what the implications are and what it is in Australia and Asia. And, this is a pretty damning and sobering statistic here, that 50% of adults have a body weight that poses a significant health challenge. 6% of Australian adults and 65% of New Zealanders are significantly overweight, the adults. And Australia ranks 9th and New Zealand ranks 3rd in the fattest countries in the world, which is not a score that you really want to acknowledge. When we look at what's happening in Asia, and particularly in India, has, of all the Asian countries, the highest percentages of overweight people. So 47.4% of women and 43.2% of men are overweight in India. And just a comparison, in Nepal, 21.8% of women and 21% of men are overweight in Nepal. So it is a universal problem. Everywhere you look, there are people who are either just subtly, maybe a few kilos overweight, to some people being significantly overweight to the point that we talk about, you know, morbidly obese. And this is a clinical condition. People who are morbidly obese, that there are all these other what we call comorbidities, because we know categorically, if your weight is increasing, it increases your risk of all cancers, diabetes, heart disease. The weight-bearing effect on your joints is significant with osteoarthritis, for example, and so many other diseases. So it's so important that we be at our optimal weight. It's so important that we be at our optimal shape. But let's have a look at some of the things that actually sabotage people in terms of gym memberships, because there are different ways people can actually look to be in the best shape or be the best weight. And going to the gym is one of those things. But look at these stats. You know, a lot of people give up on their gym membership because of whether it's lack of time, 18.8%, family commitments, they can't commit 6.8%, they relocate, become pregnant, financial burden of a monthly membership is too much, membership fees increase, and the list goes on and on and on. So for some people, though, they're just going to find excuses. How many people have had a gym membership and they went, you know, 3 times a week in the first week, or maybe for the first month, and they went twice a week and once a week and then once a month? It's very common, and some people just continue to have a membership and not even go, which is really a waste of money. So we know also there are programs available that aren't dependent on going to the gym. Now, and I've certainly seen this in many times in my practice. Now, some people love to go to the gym, good on them. But some people can't. Some people, it's out of their way. Some people, it's the expense. Some people, it's the embarrassment. Some people that, you know, maybe they have mobility issues. Maybe they have osteoarthritis, so it doesn't allow them to exercise. So there are lots and lots of reasons why some people can't be proactive in getting to the gym, or just in their local oval, or going for walks. That is a factor that does compromise. So let's have a look at this idea about your body fat to muscle ratio and what our composition is. So body composition is often used to determine a person's overall level of health. We know that muscle is denser and heavier than fat. So a kilo of muscle takes up less space than, say, a kilo of fat. So 2 people with the same height and weight might have vastly different body shapes, and we just saw that from the imaging before. And body composition and body fat are important measurements in a weight loss program. So body composition versus weight loss, and what's the difference? So body composition allows you to see how your body changes over time, even if your weight stays the same. Now, I've seen this in some patients, and I'm sure you've seen this as well, where maybe someone plateaus in their weight loss program and there's no change on the scales. And I did say to my wife to turn her phone off, but it is ringing. And that basically what happens here is that the incredible phenomena is the fact that even though they might be sitting in the same way, they're finding that their body shape is changing. So their measurements might be changing. They're losing size around their waist. They're losing size around their bust or their thighs, yet the scale says the same. So this is where your body's actually reformatting itself. And this is quite an amazing phenomenon. So if you're someone who does jump on the scales, don't let that always be a determining factor and feel disappointed that you're not making progress, because sometimes your body is changing in spite of a lack of result on the scales. So your muscle to fat ratio can be changing there. So body composition will show if your muscle mass is increasing and your body fat is decreasing. Makes sense. This is important for those who are happy with their weight but would like to achieve a more toned physique. So maybe you're sitting on the right scales. Maybe you have correct BMI or waist to hip ratio, but you're not happy with how your body shape is. So this product can certainly support you in that regard. And so weight loss is different because it's not taking into consideration about your fat gain or your muscle gain. So what's the product that's been revolutionising body shapes globally? Well, with now over 1 million units sold globally, now that's no mean feat. That's a significant number of containers of shape and trim out there. So just remember, whenever I talk of shape or trim, it's the same product. And so this basically consists of two leading innovative technologies, the first in the world combination of two clinically proven technologies, and that is essential for a weight management program or a weight loss program, is the conjugated linoleic acid, CLA, and collagen in a HA matrix. So we're going to talk about more of that in a second. So the first question is, well, what's CLA? And probably most people have never even heard of CLA. Well, okay, it's short for conjugated linoleic acid, and you can see that it comes from safflower oil. It's an essential polyunsaturated omega-6 fat derived from linoleic acid. It's found naturally occurring throughout our animal and plant kingdom. So it occurs in grass-fed beef and dairy products, and in other foods such as safflower, corn, sesame oil, sunflower seeds, pine nuts, soybean, Brazil nuts, and pecans. So it's reasonably prevalent, but what Modere has chosen to do is using CLA from safflower, as it contains a higher concentration of CLA to what's found in beef and dairy. So it's great to have a plant-based source of this. And CLA is a good fat. So, you know, sometimes some people get scared of fats and scared of their avocados and nuts and seeds. They contain your good fats. So fat is not the nasty component. It's more your sugars and your carbs. So CLA is a good fat that provides energy without the presence of carbohydrates, and therefore it is the perfect ingredient in shape. So why CLA from safflower oil? Okay, so I've alluded to a couple of things already. So it's considered to be a better oil since it contains high amounts of linoleic acid than other oils. It has a really nice balanced fatty acid profile, and that's unique to safflower oil. So it's got a nice combination of omega-6, 3s, and 9s. And it's been shown, this is importantly here, it's been shown to decrease fat accumulation in some scientific studies. All right, so let's take that note. And the presence of conjugated linoleic acid in safflower oil has been shown to decrease body weight and adipose tissue. Adipose tissue is fat in a number of clinical trials. And CLA from natural safflower is used to support weight management programs. So that gives you a little picture of what one of the active ingredients in shape trim is, okay? Now, the dietary fats. Dietary fats found in CLA can act as a valid energy source. So fats give you energy as well. It's not just sugar. It's not just carbohydrates with energy. Fats, good fats can give you energy too, particularly those who are on low carb or ketogenic type diets. Why? Because during exercise, the body will first use calories taken from carbohydrates and use these for energy. So what basically happens, if you've gone for some window of time without eating, your body will access the most easily accessible energy source, and that's sugar in your blood. All right, so that's your blood sugar level. So it will burn that up because your cells are hungry. Muscles are particularly hungry for fuel. So that's when you're increasing your muscle to fat ratio. You're actually more effective in burning fats because muscle, or energy, because muscle is hungry. It needs a lot of fuel. So first of all, you burn up all your available sugar. Once your blood sugar levels start dropping, it signals to your system we need some more sugars. It then accesses your glycogen. Now, glycogen is stored glucose, and glycogen is stored in a number of organs, but particularly in your liver, but also in your muscles. So your body uses that because that's the next best available, easily accessible source of energy. But once you've exhausted, so after say 20 minutes of exercise, the body's used up the glucose, your body's used up its glycogen, it starts to access your fat because fat is stored energy, all right? So in a way, those of you who are carrying fat, it's equivalent to you having a fridge full of food. Your body's waiting for the famine, but really in Western society or in a more affluent society, that famine isn't coming. So we used to store fat over the summer and spring and autumn to prepare for the winter because food was less prevalent. And so they were lean times and people would burn up their fat stores to support cellular function and energy. But seriously, guys, you don't need to store fat on your hips and your buttocks and everywhere else. You can store that fuel in the fridge, all right? But if you're carrying that fat stores, we've certainly got the solution for you to burn that. Okay, so what are the benefits of CLA? So scientists believe that the studies have demonstrated that CLA has a unique effect on body fat. It supports your fat-burning metabolism. So fat cells typically absorb fat from the bloodstream. So what we've got here, it actually CLA inhibits the transport mechanism of fat into the fat cells, therefore limiting your absorption of fat. It also reduces fat cell size, as well as reducing fat cell formation. So the combined result of all this is to reduce the size and number of fat cells in the body. It inhibits the absorption of fats from the bloodstream into fat cells, leading to improved and more sculptured and lean body look. So you can see that it's having multiple things. So it's reducing fat cells, it's stopping the absorption, it's blocking the transport. So it's multi-purposed how it's actually working to reduce and improve your muscle to fat ratio. And now there have been over 8,000 studies conducted on CLA, so just a few. And, we're not going to read that, but, I just want to give you some confidence that this is not ad hoc science. This is genuine, real science. The studies are out there and you can go looking at all that. So the industry data says that research indicates by the age of 20, the body's ability to produce collagen decreases by 25%. And by the age of 26, you're actually at that tipping point where after 26, you start degrading more collagen than what you're actually making. So we're talking about collagen now. So let's leave the CLA bit. We've certainly spoken about that. So if you're older than 26, basically you're fundamentally aging. And so it's not as though you're not making collagen. It's just that you're degrading more. You're breaking down more than what you're manufacturing. That's the issue. And by the age of 60, your collagen content has decreased by a massive 50%. So what's collagen? So collagen is the most abundant protein in the human body. It's found in our tendons, ligaments, skin, muscles, bones, and blood vessels. So basically, when you've got collagen and you add calcium and phosphorus and boron, you've got bone. Otherwise, it's more soft tissue and connective tissue. It's fibrous tissues in your body. And this preparation is found in type 2 liquid collagen, is found in our Modere liquid biocell, but it's also obviously in our Shape/Trim product. So what does type 2 collagen do in Shape and Trim? So it's the same type of protein that makes up more than half the composition of human cartilage, all right? So we need to look after our cartilage, we need to look after our connective tissue. It has a tiny molecular weight, so the smaller the molecular weight, the better the absorption, and that's really key, because if you've got something of a huge molecular weight, it's not going to get absorbed. And an analogy is about that with skincare as well. Modere has always prided itself on producing skincare ranges which has the correct molecular weight, so it gets uptaken by the skin and it gets utilized. So the collagen in our Trim Shape, it's naturally rich in type 2 collagen, hyaluronic acid, and chondroitin sulfate. So 3 core ingredients: type 2 collagen, hyaluronic acid, and chondroitin sulfate. And we'll touch on all 3. And obviously with the CLA, it creates an entirely unique and entirely new addition to any new weight management tool, alongside, obviously, a healthy, balanced diet and regular exercise. So let's have a look at one of the ingredients now, which is HA, or hyaluronic acid. So basically, HA is responsible for the mobility of our joints, and collagen chondroitin sulfate is responsible for the stability of our joints, okay? So the hyaluronic acid is like the filler between the cells of your body. So it gives your body that plumpness, all right? So hyaluronic acid is more the liquid, the fluid between your cells. It's the liquid in your joints as well, amongst other ingredients as well. So how does it work in our body? Okay, so hyaluronic acid has been referred to as one of the key molecules required for skin moisture. Although naturally occurring in the body, production levels, unfortunately, do decrease as we age. Research has shown that HA is beneficial in providing hydration and lubrication of joints between the cells and within body tissues. So it's joints, it's skin equally. and HA has been reported to hold up to 1,000 times its weight in water, which is by no means feat. Okay, so the summary around HA, the main purpose of HA is to assist tissues and joints to retain moisture and lubrication, so that's sort of joint perspective. Largest concentration found in the body in the cartilage, joints and connective tissue, and of course as we age, our body's ability to produce adequate amounts, just like the collagen, just like the HA, decreases, leading to premature wrinkles. So when your skin is dehydrated, when you're losing that cushioning and we're getting fracturing of the cross-linked elastin, obviously fine lines start to appear in the skin. And so basically really what we're doing, we're supplementing that. So what is a collagen HA matrix? So this picture gives you an image that we've got collagen type 2. So that's like the tendons and ligaments. We've got the chondroitin sulfate, that is the cartilage, and you've got the hyaluronic acid with the fluid. So they are three distinct ingredients having three distinct and unique effects. And that's why it's not just collagen, because there are many collagen products out there in the marketplace. So we've got the collagen HA matrix. That's what gives this, you know, a superior, this is what gives us the edge, you know, the competitive edge against other brands, okay? So the collagen HA matrix technology, it's of course exclusive to Modere. Our liquid biocell product, which is exclusive to that, is the next generation of naturally derived type 2 collagen created using our proprietary collagen HA matrix technology. It's an award-winning super nutraceutical. It maintains, as we've said, of skin hydration and joint health, and nourishes and supports active and aging joints. So if you want an anti-aging product and you've got weight issues, Shape and Trim are the products to go. If your weight is fine and you're concerned about your joints, get on to the liquid biocell collagen product. So what's happening here is that with the, you know, this just gives you an example how when the skin gets dehydrated, you're getting these wrinkles. And so it's important to keep your skin hydrated. Obviously, that's going to give you a more youthful appearance. And, you know, one of the phenomena in weight loss is that as you're losing weight, the last thing you want to have is saggy, baggy skin. Not very attractive. Now, I've seen people even prior to our Shape Trim product, but with a combination of our Modere supplements and things that support connective tissue, have no saggy, baggy skin. I've even had a 50-year-old shift 50 kilos with no saggy skin. Now, we can see these programs on TV like The Biggest Loser, though I don't think it's on anymore, where they do the boot camps. You know, they really treat them hard in those environments, and they're losing all this weight, and they have to have post-weight loss surgery to remove these abdominal aprons and all this saggy skin. So anything that I've seen up to 50 kilos, it's going to support your skin tone by putting back in your body what you're not able to produce enough of, all right? And so this is one of the key things. So, you know, I say to patients in a joke, beware the side effects, because you may just look 5 years younger after 3 months because the skin tone improves, the wrinkles disappear. I've had people where their wrinkles just go, because that's the biggest concern. A lot of people say, oh, I don't want to look gaunt. I don't want to, you know, they're concerned they're going to lose weight in their face. You know, they've got the big abdomen or the big butt or the big thighs, and that's where they want to lose weight. But historically, sometimes people tend to lose weight in their face first. But with a good nutritional protocol and with the right sort of supplements, people lose their abnormal fat stores. You know, you have normal, if you're not overweight, normal fat stores, and you have abnormal fat stores. We want to shift the abnormal fat stores. Okay, so the technology here helps replenish the body with collagen and hyaluronic acid in a highly absorbable form, replenish the skin's collagen levels, and improve the overall appearance of skin, restoring, obviously, a more youthful looking appearance. Okay, so, you know, our knees, our elbows, our wrists, and our spine, you know, these are high impact joints, and particularly we know the articular cartilage can degenerate with osteoarthritis. So what we've got here with our Shape and or collagen in our liquid biocell product is a product to support that. Now, if you have weight issues and you're going on Shape, I also do suggest you would go on Liquid BioCell Collagen Pure, particularly because you need extra dosing. Right, there's like a half dose available in the Shape Trim combination of collagen. But if you have joint issues, you need to be more proactive and take a full dose. So I'd be doing both of them. All right. So if you've got joint problems, you want to go both the Liquid BioCell Pure, which is the low-calorie version. That makes sense to be on that particular one as well as the Shape and Trim. So it's supporting the flexibility and mobility. So flexibility because of the collagen type 2, mobility both because of the collagen, but particularly because of the HA, and mobility because you're allowing the cushioning. Because osteoarthritis is the erosion of the cartilage, which cushions the ends of your long bones. So, and we've seen people whose mobility, people who are stiff in the mornings, people who, when they sit down, for maybe more than half an hour, they watch a movie for 2 hours and they get up and move and they, feel 10 or 15 years older than what they really are. They're hunched over, their joints are stiff. That's quite typical of osteoarthritis. So that is the morning stiffness or stiffness after having been inactive for some time. So our collagen products, whether it's Liquid BioCell Collagen or Shape, are the key ones to support you there. Now, interestingly, your gums have a very high content of collagen, as well as the vitreous body, which is your eye. Now, I've got patients with periodontal disease who are improving their gums out of sight with the liquid collagen, particularly. And I've seen some amazing results with vision and cysts in the back of the eyes as a result of that, the collagen product. So this is definitely supporting your joints and everything. Okay, so the benefits of the collagen HA matrix technology, it's multi-patented award winning. It replenishes the collagen HA in a highly absorbable form. So basically you're supplementing what you're not able to produce enough of anymore because of primarily age. It restores useful looking skin, supports joint and muscle fitness, supports also healthy hair, nails, gums and eyes. And we're seeing people being surprised by other benefits that they're experiencing when they went on it for their back or they went on for their weight. They're finding that their eyes, their joints and their gums are improving as well. And we've got multiple patents, 7 US and multi-patented products. It's the first in the world combination of these two innovative technology. It's been awarded lots and lots of awards over the years. It's been featured on Fox News, Good Morning America. Asma's been on that show being interviewed. Over the last 5 years, it's won many, many awards. And I suppose one of the main ones, it was awarded the best weight management supplement. Now, that's a pretty significant and prestigious award to win. So why would you not choose this as your preferred product? So who's it for? Who's the Shape or Trim combination for? Well, anyone who's committed to being their better or best self. You want to be the best version of yourself, right? Not the stereotype that you see in the magazine, but to be your best version, whatever that looks like for you, not what someone else says for you, okay? So Shape complements a healthy lifestyle by providing an extra nutritional boost to people seeking their ideal body shape, coupled with nutritional support for joints and skin. So you can see how it's multi-beneficial there. And, we certainly advocate to get the optimal results is to pursue a low carb or low keto diet. And what sets Shape apart from other products? Well, it contains our CLA. And traditionally, CLA has actually been marketed to bodybuilders and gym fanatics and athletes. But it has a role and a benefit to play for us mere mortals as well. So we all can reap those benefits. And a lot of other CLA products are in tablet form, often containing fillers, stabilizers, and aren't as easily absorbed as our liquid form. All right. So, summary here, this product of two brands, the leading technology accelerate your fat loss while at the same time advance technology to beautify your skin and support your joints. So basically what we're looking here is that you're always going to get an enhanced result if you can value add other things, all right? Now the value add here is a sensible diet. Now I know people, and I probably shouldn't even really say this, I know people who've been on this standalone product, have done no exercise, haven't really changed the diet, but then they've lost weight. But the caveat here is that you're going to get a much greater enhanced result when you're able to embrace the other components of eating sensibly and engaging in moderate exercise to basically ensure safe weight loss. Now, you're going to maximize the result when you follow, for example, the Healthy Weight Loss Program. Now, it's not one of our core products with the Healthy Weight Loss Program, but it is an additional optional extra. Now, depending on what market you're in the world, will determine what combination of products that you'll choose when you go on the Healthy program, okay? So you need to check the market and check in the Healthy website to see what products are available for you. But, you know, if you're concerned about your skin tone and joints and you want to enhance your weight loss, I always recommend people get onto our Shape Trim product. So the Healthy program consists of a meal plan, simple, easily available, home-cooked food, a very clear list of foods that you can have for both veg and non-veg. There's a business platform available to promote that, and engaging in some exercise. But again, if some people can't exercise or don't want to exercise, it's not going to prevent you from getting a result. By exercising, it will enhance your result.
Definitely.
We know of people who even just follow a ketogenic type diet, which is basically a diet which is low in carbs and has a good percentage of proteins and a good percentage of fats. So you can see the percentage breakdown there. So, and again, don't consider fats being the evil to your diet. They are an important value-added contribution, but they need to be the right sorts of fats. Now, some people just want to go on a low-carb diet without necessarily increasing the proportion of their fats and proteins. They might have a similar proportion of fats and proteins, but just a lower carbohydrate diet. So there are various permutations, combinations you can go on. But if you want to enhance your result, definitely connect with a healthy mentor, and they'll be able to certainly support you through the program. So what is the effect on body fat? Well, you can see that. So from that to that, and people are, with this Shape product, having a more sculptured and leaner appearance. So let's have a look at some pictures here. And definitely, you know, some of these people are jumping on scales, some people are not. As I said earlier, some people don't like being governed by what the scales say to them or the measurements, they just go on feel. So it's important, if you can, you know, certainly embrace the concept of scales and measurements, because that gives you something really tangible to work with. And that's a great thing to be able to monitor. But if it's not your thing, you know, definitely go by your dress size, your clothing size, your belt size. And look, you know, this is nearly 50 pounds after 3 months. That's a significant difference there. So someone with mobility issues, so they're not able to, you know, go out there and run or get on the treadmill because of their mobility issues. So we're still able to see good results where this lady's muscle to fat ratio has improved. And this is a great result over a short window of time as well. And some more stories there. Okay, so basically wrapping it up. So Shape and Trim, the benefits. So it naturally supports the normal function of skin and joints. It works in an enhanced way when you combine a ketogenic, a low-carb diet, or the Healthy program, which we're all familiar with. It features the first in world combination of conjugated linoleic acid combined with type 2 collagen and hyaluronic acid. And obviously they're our key ingredients. And what sets this apart from other products in the marketplace? Because like, I suppose this may be a bit more valid to the liquid collagen. You know, I've had people come to me on powders and gels and things like that. And, you know, the results have only been certainly not significant. That's why they're coming to see me. And I've transitioned them to a liquid preparation, which, as we can see here, is the right molecular weight and size and allows for a quicker and easy absorption. So that's a key thing. So that's both our Shape Trim and our liquid collagen. Unlike tablet formulations, we don't need the use of stabilizers and fillers, which have their own issues as well. It's a unique combination of these proprietary blended ingredients, suitable for a low-carb or keto or low-carb diet, and clearly suitable for the Healthy program. The product contains no artificial colors or flavors. It's gluten-free, dairy-free, and pretty much sugar-free, as you can see from there. Now let's have a look at the different flavours in the market that you may be in. So in Australia, we have chocolate and coconut lime, and certainly over time we'll probably have all the flavours. And we also currently have blackberry, which is really nice. I've tried that. So blackberry tends to come and go. So Australia, chocolate, coconut lime, and blackberry. USA has chocolate, coconut lime, lemon, mango, and vanilla. Lucky them. India has coconut, lime, lemon, and vanilla. So 3 flavours there. And Europe, chocolate, coconut, lime, and vanilla. So don't tell me you can't find a flavour which you will not like, because they're all pretty scrumptious, tell you what. So I invite you to be your best shape. So I'd love for you to all go and have an experience with this product, even if you've only got, you know, a kilo or 2 to shift, or if you're not on the scale type of person, but feel that you want to improve your muscle to mass ratio, because you might be the right weight, but when you look at your body shape, you might feel that there's a little bit of an extra bulge there that you'd rather that converted to muscle. Yes, go to gym and build up that muscle, but this enhances that. And so, you know, have an experience with it. It tastes great. The results are there. We've seen so many results. It's a great addition to the Healthy Weight Loss Program. And I hope I've been able to share some information with you that inspires you to go out there, make a difference, help your customers get on the product, have an experience yourself if you need to, even just buy a bottle and just try it, even if you've only got a little bit of weight to shift, or you just want to improve your muscle to mass ratio. So that's it from me tonight. Happy to answer any questions after the recording. So I'll handball it back to you, Vijay.
Thank you very much, Renee. I'll remove this screen share first, so your screen is on the front. Renee, I just have one question. I want to ask one question. Now, weight loss. 2 major issues we always have with weight loss is when a person is obese or overweight. They tend to have knee pain, back pain, and a lot of those. And then plus hair loss is very prominent when you're doing weight loss. Now, how can I mean, one shape is
I'm
there
back.
with the weight loss. Sorry.
Yeah, but
So there's one part where we've got weight loss, shape for the weight loss. Now, how will BioCell, just like a person who's already done weight loss and they're having these knee issues and hair issues, how can BioCell I'm sorry to go out of the topic a bit, but I know it's both collagen related. Just because I know the weight loss issues, the hair and knee is a very prominent issues that we always face with customers who, especially if they're overweight. So how can we bring in BioCell to these kind of people?
Yeah, definitely. So some of the collagen that's in shape will help to that extent. Yeah. But if they have obvious knee pain or hair loss and other issues connected with collagen, it's going to certainly be to their advantage if they have, in addition to the shake product, add the collagen to that as well. Now, it's not unusual people who are overweight have joint problems, particularly like with their hips and knees, because they are weight-bearing joints. So you can imagine, you know, any of us then putting on an extra backpack with 5, 10, 20 kilos, that weight bearing erodes the articular cartilage of your joints, all right? That's why you're getting pain. The breakdown, the degeneration, which is essentially osteoarthritis. So you have some people who are young because osteoarthritis is an aging disease. You know, people that are 50, 60, 70 get osteoarthritis. But sometimes we're seeing it in young people because of the amount of weight and the stress they're putting on their joints. There's only so much wear and tear that can happen. So we help them lose the weight. So that's going to reduce the load bearing, the weight bearing on the joints. But you need to be more proactive and take, you know, double dose maybe initially of the liquid BioCell collagen pure, I would advocate, because that's giving you the raw ingredients to rebuild the joint. So that's number one there. So that's an absolute. Now, hair loss can happen in weight loss, and that's because when people are shifting their weight, and for some people, they're estrogen dominant. So there's this profusion of estrogen stored in their fat cells. And as well, actually, I did read that they were looking to actually reclassify fat as an organ because it actually produces and manufactures estrogen. So the ovaries in the female produce estrogen, as do the adrenals a little bit too. But the fat cells do, and this is why for some women who are overweight, it's really hard to lose weight because their fat perpetuates their fatness. The fat produces more fat because of the hormones there. But once you start breaking that down, and there is that hormonal flux. So basically you're shifting out estrogen. So there's a change in the concentration of estrogen and progesterone. And for some women, that can cause hair loss. So to help counteract that, you put them on the collagen to help promote the hair regrowth. Yes. So if anyone's concerned about, oh, gee, when I did this diet, I lost hair, by putting them on the collagen, it will help. I'm not going to say prevent it. It will help reduce the risk of that being a possibility, because that's what hair is. It's keratin, it's collagen, it's a protein. So any woman who is concerned about their hair, losing it when they're doing a weight loss program, get on both the trim, the shape, and the liquid biocell collagen to reduce that risk.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Remy. Thank you, Remy. I'll stop this recording first and then we'll take questions now.